watching the press preview. Still with me, Lester Holloway and Esther Craku. And in this section, we're going to kick off with the Times and this story about the water investment plan, which is in the papers tomorrow. Apparently, it's going to add £84 to annual bills, and it will be double the 51 billion already being put into the infrastructure at present. Esther.
Yes, you wonder what's happened to all the money that has been put into water companies with water bills all of these years. Of course, this story, which will be depressing people who are suffering rising bills, from energy right across the piece, will obviously not be happy about the idea of water bills being raised further. And I think that many people will be asking themselves the question, well, surely the investment in fixing sewage, for example, which is really what the story is all about, it should be taking place anyway. That should be built into the business model of water companies. But instead, water companies have been paying themselves huge bonuses to shareholders. And now we need more money to actually fix the problems like water sewage discharge.
A lot of people are still being... Yes, I was just going to say, a lot of people say water bills are going up. And yet there's water everywhere.
Yeah.
There's so many leaks.
Yeah, exactly. And the infrastructure has not been up to scratch. And will people be told to not use their hose pipes during the summer while they're paying water bills and not getting any sort of discount? I mean, I think the biggest issue with sort of water companies that we've seen, obviously, in spite of the horrible privatization scheme that happened, was the lack of transparency. So, most of our water companies are owned by private equity firms in Canada and the Middle East, and they're not very transparent with sort of the level of investment or just their figures with regards to how the company is run. And I think that should probably be on the top of the agenda in terms of actually sorting out what's happening with water companies in this country, as opposed to just telling them invest more money in this or whatever. We actually need to see what's going on. Because ultimately they are run like a business and they are run for the benefits of shareholders. But it's a bit jarring when people know that their bills are going up, but these water companies would rather pay fines for polluting water bodies than actually providing a decent service and running the companies properly.
We have time to talk about the Times and some advice for those who might want to get on. In the professional world, you should praise your colleagues to the boss, Lester.
Well, I think it's just about supporting your colleagues, to be perfectly honest. In a way, there's almost two types of work environments. There's the sort of competitive environment where you're probably going to be, a little bit wary about some of your colleagues, and then the collaborative environment. But it's the collaborative environment where that teamwork actually helps to make the business grow or to make the workplace functional. And that's really what this story is all about, that bosses are looking to see whether workers are willing to praise other workers to show that team spirit, which is, they say, teamwork makes the dream work, and so I think that's what it's really all about. And personally, I think actually that even in a competitive environment, for example, journalism, I work in the media. I think at the Voice newspaper we have a collaborative approach. We actually share ideas, we share contacts as well between us. And so some journalists hold their contacts book very close to their chest, but actually, we're one.
All working environments are competitive, aren't they?
I do think so. I mean, obviously, you do employ people, so you probably have you are a boss, so you understand this a little better. I wish I did praise my colleagues more now that I've read this study. I think I praise them more, but not work-related praise. It's usually to do with their personal lives. I'm like, you go on that date, girl. And I should probably keep the task and make it more work-related.
Okay, so is that going to be your New Year's resolution a little bit early?
In 2.5 months' time, yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
To praise our colleagues. Well, it's a positive. Let's go out on a positive. Let's all praise our wonderful colleagues. And my wonderful director is telling me that it's now time to wrap up the press preview. So Esther and Lester, thank you so much for taking us through the papers. Good to see you. Thank you. Let's see what's happening with the weather for you now.